Sentence structure and word order in Hebrew express complete thoughts, phrases, and ideas. And actually, they're not so different from English and have more similarities than differences. In modern Hebrew, the standard word order is the same as in English. Subject, verb, object, also known as SVO. In the following phrases, I will use the Niqqud and transliterate every sentence. An example in the standard word order is Ani ohev tapuchim. Ani ohev tapuchim. I love apples. Ani is the subject, I. Ohev is a masculine conjugated verb in the present, love, and tapuchim is the object that's modified correctly when plural, apples. In this case, we're dealing with verb conjugation, which I will explain in a later video, but for now, we can use some conjugations to understand sentence structure. This is the standard sentence structure and its word order, SVO. However, sometimes Hebrew can be flexible, and in certain contexts, like poetry, formal writing, or emphasis, it can also use VSO, verb, subject, object. This structure is more common in biblical Hebrew, like saying, Ochel hayeled tapuach. Ochel hayeled tapuach. Eats the boy an apple. In English, this word order doesn't work, but in Hebrew, you can find it in sacred texts. This is grammatically correct, but less common in modern Hebrew speech. On the other hand, Hebrew also has an OSV word order, consisting of an object, subject, verb. This structure mainly emphasizes the object of the sentence, like saying, Et ha'uga ani ohev. Et ha'uga ani ohev. The cake I love. This structure implies that the cake is what I love, not something else, and therefore it creates contrast and highlights what matters most in the sentence. Overall, these are the sentence structures that exist in Hebrew, but for everyday speech, stick with SVO because it's simple and natural. Moreover, it's important to consider pronouns and verb agreement in Hebrew. Hebrew verbs can change based on the subject, considering person and gender, and so the pronoun is often dropped. This means that when it comes to verbs, their conjugations will be different, depending on the person and gender. Although verb conjugation will be shown later, let's have some quick examples. Ani holech. Ani holech. I go, I walk, masculine. Ani holechet. Ani holechet. I go, I walk, feminine. Again, notice how even the conjugation changes, because Hebrew is highly gendered. Due to this rule, we can often omit the subject when it's understood from the verb form. Holech would mean I go, I walk, masculine, and holechet would be I go, I walk, feminine, so the subjects are not needed when the verb form already tells the gender. Additionally, adjectives in Hebrew come after the noun and must agree in gender and number. In English, adjectives go before the noun, like a beautiful day, but in Hebrew, the adjective always follows the noun and agrees in gender and number. Some examples are Yeled tov, Yalda tova, Sfarim chadashim, Mechonit aduma. Furthermore, Hebrew requires that verbs, nouns, adjectives, and even prepositions agree in gender, masculine or feminine, and number, singular or plural. In this case, a sentence like Hayeladim, Hagdolim, Ratzim has a noun, an adjective, and a verb that agree in gender and number. Yeladim refers to masculine plural subjects, and even the adjective and verb conjugation also refer to it. Let's not forget that when using hey as a prefix and definite article, it must apply to other elements in context, like the adjective. If we take the sentence Hayeladim, Hagdolim, Ratzim, and make it feminine, then the entire context will change to fit the gender of the subjects in the phrase. So, it will be Hayeladot, הגדולות רצות. Now, the nouns in the sentence agree in gender, feminine, and number, plural, and we can even look at the ending of every word in the sentence. ילדות refers to feminine plural subjects, and even the adjective and verb conjugation also refer to it. Continuously, prepositions in Hebrew come before the word, just like in English, but they're attached to the word itself and act as a prefix. Some prepositions are ba, in or at, and la, to the, joined with the article itself. And to put them in context, we can say אני בבית. אני בבית. I'm at home. And אני הולך לחנות. אני הולך לחנות. I'm going to the store. Masculine. In summary, prepositions in Hebrew are written as part of the word, and they're not separate. When it comes to questions and their word order, there are two ways to express elicited information in Hebrew: asking yes or no questions, and asking questions that cannot be answered by simply saying yes or no, or in Hebrew, ken, lo. Primarily, Hebrew doesn't use auxiliary verbs like do, does, did to form questions, and so to ask a yes or no question, it's made by rising intonation. For instance, אתה אוהב קפה means you love coffee, masculine. But when the phrase has a rising tone, it becomes a question. אתה אוהב קפה? Do you love coffee? You can answer with כן, אני אוהב קפה. Yes, I love coffee, masculine. Or כן, אני אוהבת קפה. Yes, I love coffee, feminine. When asking questions that cannot be answered with yes or no, question words come at the beginning, just like in English, and the word order mostly stays the same. Some examples are מה אתה עושה? מה אתה עושה? What do you do? Masculine. איפה היא גרה? איפה היא גרה? Where does she live? Feminine. מי זה? מי זה? Who is it? Masculine. Don't forget that Hebrew doesn't have auxiliary verbs and doesn't use to be in the present, which is why you don't see the words. In conclusion, this is how sentence structure and word order work in Hebrew.